Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. There's a couple of things that I purchased during my last payday prep. A couple of things were on order that didn't make it in that I didn't cover with you all. But ladies and gentlemen, these are all things that I think that you should be looking at to stocking up in quantity. Because with what's going on in China and what's going on with shipping and everything else that you can see around you, I think it's a good idea to get some of these things. Now, the first thing I'm going to cover is something that is really cool, especially if you live in an environment where there's winter months and you get stuck in the snow not like I did, but like my wife did here a couple of weeks ago. And that's this product right here. These are not tire chains. Now, if you remember telling you all that when my wife got stuck, I ended up having to go into town. My neighbor took me to purchase tire chains. Now, tire chains can be kind of a pain to put on, especially if you're in a very cold environment. So I found what are these tire straps that give you friction, and they're very, very easy to put on. So for example, if you find yourself stuck because you don't have enough traction, instead of taking the time to take out your tire chains and actually put them on, which can be a pretty arduous process, especially if you don't do it all the time. These are so very simple. These are like zip ties. As you can see, you have like a zip tie end here, and you put it in like this. And it's not permanent. I'm not going to click it through, but it's not permanent. Once you click this through, you can actually, to take them off, all you need to do is get a knife or a screwdriver and push up on this, and it'll allow you to bring it down. And as you can see here, this would be the part that goes on top of your tire. And then all you have to do is put this through one of the holes in your rims and bring it to the other side and clip it through just like that. So I think that these are great to have, for emergencies. And I would consider it an emergency if you were stuck with no one to be able to come and get you, and you needed to get out of there because you didn't have any help coming. And it was so cold that you didn't really want to mess around with trying to put tire chains on. This is a very, very good alternative. And guess what? These are only like $17 and change on Amazon. I am going to go ahead and list this on my Amazon storefront because I think that it's such an awesome product and such an easy way to get out of a slippery situation, I guess you can say. But each of these packs, as you can see here, brings 6 of these. And the way it works is you put 3 on each of your tires that do the traction. So for example, my wife's truck is a rear wheel drive. So you want to put these on the tires that actually have the power going to them. So if I had a vehicle that was front wheel drive, I would put these on the front wheels of the vehicles. It brings enough for you to put 3 on each wheel, which is enough to give you enough traction to get out of where you're stuck at. So this is the first thing that I forgot to show you, and I just think that this is awesome. I really hope that I never have to actually use this, but now that I have it, I'm going to make sure that I keep this in my wife's truck, and I'm going to put a set of these in my truck as well. That way, if we ever get stuck, easy peasy way to get out of a slippery situation, as I said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know what Gorilla Tape is. It's awesome duct tape, right? Why should we stock up on this? Well, there's 1,001 uses for duct tape. But the main reason why I think we ought to stock up on it, and it doesn't have to be Gorilla Tape. It could be any kind of duct tape. The main reason why I think we should stock up on it is not only because there's a whole bunch of uses. You see this Gorilla duct tape here, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's made in the U.S., all right? So this is made here in the U.S. But guess what? The materials that are used to make some of that tape, or some of the materials that are used, are imported materials. Do you think that the problems that we're having with importing stuff into the United States is going to get any better or any worse? Now, if you think that it's going to get better, then that's fine. Stock up on what you want to stock up in, whatever quantity you want. But I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. So start looking at those things that you use, that even if they are made here in the United States, where are the materials for those things made? Start stocking up on those things now. And a good example for that is this Gorilla Tape here. We all know it's made here in the United States, but some of the materials that are used to make it come from outside the United States. And as you all know, we're coming close to that part of the year where people start getting sick. They get a cold or this or that. This here is just some Tylenol, liquid Tylenol, and it's actually for ages 2 to 11. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. If you take a look at the instructions, it tells you exactly how many milligrams of acetaminophen there is and how many milliliters you have to take. I think that one serving is like 5 milliliters, and it has 160 or so milligrams of acetaminophen. So let's say you're an adult that wants to get some pain relief, but you don't want to take a pill. All you have to do is do the math and find out how many milliliters you need to take in order to achieve the number of milligrams of Tylenol that you want to take in that serving. Now, these were a great deal, and I really like this one because it doesn't have any dyes in it or anything like that. And it was a great deal. It was $8 and change at Costco for a pack of 3. Now, we usually go through about 3 or 4 of these singles every year. So having three packs, that lets me know that we have enough there to last us probably through this winter and next as well. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, this is a big deal that I got this. These are oil filters for my Toyota Tundra, and those are made in China. And I'm assuming that most of the ones that you can find are made in China, if you can find them. I usually like to use the Mobile One oil filters because they're really high quality, but those are the only ones that I could find, because as you can see, this is kind of like a special oil filter for the Tundra. It doesn't come with a metal casing around it, and it's one that you need a special tool in order to put it in there. But these were available on Amazon, and these are made in China, unfortunately. And as I told you before, with the duct tape, how do we know that we're going to have this available a year from now? So I got 4 of these, and these were a pretty good price, only $5 and change. These 4 oil filters is enough for me to have oil changes for the next 2 years. I only change the oil on my vehicle, on my Tundra, every 6 months because I never reach the number of miles needed to change the oil. I don't even drive 3,000 miles in 6 months using that Tundra. So 4 of these will take care of my oil changes for the next 2 years. And it was only $20, ladies and gentlemen, for 4 of those. Start thinking about these things now, ladies and gentlemen. You should have been thinking about them a while back. But anything that comes in from a different country, start thinking about stocking up on those things now. Can you just imagine if I had to get an oil change, or if something happened with my oil filter went bad or whatever, and I couldn't drive my vehicle because I don't have an oil filter? Yeah, you can always put it on without an oil filter, but how good is that for your vehicle anyways, right? It's not good. So just have some cheap insurance here. I know that I'm going to use these because I'm going to keep my vehicle for at least the next couple of years, at least, if not until the tires rot off of them, right? So this is some of the stuff that you want to think about. Anything else that has to do with vehicles? Do you have extra light bulbs for your turn signals, for your headlights, things like that? Those are things that you want to think about as well. Now, let me show you the coolest thing that I got during this little payday prep here that I think everyone ought to have, and I didn't even know that these things existed. So I was watching Southern Prepper 1's channel here a while back, and he just mentioned this. Honestly, I didn't even know that these things existed. This is a fireproof bag, and this bag is supposedly, I haven't tested it out. I'm thinking about sacrificing one of these bags to see if I can put it in my burn barrel while it's in flames and see if it'll actually protect the documents inside. If I do, I'll definitely put a video up about that. But this bag is supposed to protect paper documents or anything that you put inside of it up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm like, wow, that is an outstanding thing to have. I mean, you can put anything in here. I'm planning on putting my small stash of fiat currency notes in here, along with some important paperwork that I have in here, just to make sure that if something happens where a fire broke out, at least those things would still be okay. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and test it out. Probably sometime next week or so I'll try it. But it's a very sturdy bag. Very, very sturdy. And these weren't very expensive at all. I think they were less than $20 a piece, to tell you the truth. And I got a couple of them. But as you can see, it's got a really good Velcro on here that gives it a good stick. And it's got 2 compartments. It's got one in the top here. And as you can take a look inside, It's like a Mylar inside, but I think it also has Kevlar in between the Mylar. And it's not no cheap Mylar either, ladies and gentlemen. This really has a very tough feel to it. And it also has one in the outside. So for around $20 to have something that will protect paperwork up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, I think this is a great deal. But that's not what I would do with this, ladies and gentlemen. I would put my documents in here or fiat currency in here, and then I would take this and put this inside of a fireproof safe as well, which gives it like double protection. So I think this is pretty awesome to have. Like I said, I haven't tested it out, but I'm going to test one of these out. I ended up getting 2 of them. I'm going to test one out, and I'm going to let you all know or show you in a video what they're like as far as how safe they keep your documents in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, short video today. I just wanted to share this with you. I wanted to go ahead and inspire you all to not only go out there and prep, but to start concentrating on those things that you're going to need in the future, if not in the now, that are made or depend on things that are made outside of our border. Because with the shipping containers going down the way they are, and not only that, with inflation the way that it is, with all the money printing they have, I guarantee you that all of this stuff here is just going to get more expensive. I know that Gorilla Tape there, I think I paid like $17 for a pack of 2. It wasn't $17 for a pack of 2 6 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. That I guarantee you. The oil filters, I think, were a great deal. I'm not sure that those went up in price too much, but they're probably not that sought after because people are just not thinking about this right now. All right, so having said that, have a great day. Thank you very much for joining in on this short video. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I am out.